An edge towards a better future. That's what people usually think about having work while still studying. Sounds great, right? Because knowing the fact that you have more experience than the other students getting out of school gives you that confidence that you can use in your studies and work. But does working is an advantage or a disadvantage? As a typical student, we usually think that working while studying is really good. We always have that good impression about working student without knowing the fact that being one of them is really different. Being a student and being a worker at the same time have a lot of differences because a student only experiences things about schools like deadlines, assignments, projects, and exams. But we don't really experience tough life challenges like what a worker seems to. So there are three different reasons why a student needs to work. First of all, is the financial problem. We're living in a third world country, that's why it is common for us to have a problem financially, and the only solution that we think is that to work. Another factor is that our drive for being independent. As a teenager, we have that motivation to become an independent person. And because we're so much exposed to many things, we want to learn and to experience new things other than in school. The last factor is that lack of parental support. Some parents doesn't give much support to their children. That's why student chooses to work on their own to sustain their education and to provide the things that the parents cannot have. Aside from the fact that we know the reasons of becoming a working student, we also need to learn that there are consequences. Let's discuss first the disadvantage. Well, based on my experience as a working student, time is the most common problem among us. Because working consumes so much time, we are usually lacking of it. That's why it results to many other problems such as misunderstanding, lack of rest, and unfocused studies. That all ends up with stress and anxiety in relations to school. But some students won't just end up being stressed. Others becoming sick, and some are dropping out of school. As an example, when I was in first year college, I always experienced being sick all the time. And sometimes I used to neglect myself, family, and friends because working is not as easy as what we think. It is really tiring and it demands our abilities and efforts which are much harder than what we do. But even working while studying has its consequences. There are also benefits that we can get from it. The most important of all is the money. Through this we can buy the things that we want and sustain our education. Like in my experience, I buy my own cell phone and I provide my books in every semester. Another benefit is the experience. By working, we can experience many things about in life, such as being independent and becoming more mature. These things are advantages that we can use if we work in the future. The third is that we can also learn how to manage our time and deal with the problems about it. Because working will teach us that time is really gold, so we should properly manage it for us to become more productive. Lastly, we can build up ourselves to have more self-confidence and self-esteem that can help us to become a better person. Choosing to become a working student is a really tough decision, and becoming a good one is much harder than what you expect. So if you want it to become an advantage, try to face the consequences first before having the benefits. Learn how to prioritize and manage your time because it is essential that in every life experiences, there is always a positive and negative outcome. Keep in mind that you're still a student and education is much important than any other else. And lastly, learn how to value anything that you have because it is upon us if working while studying is an advantage or a disadvantage. Thank you very much for watching. This is Megan Abigail Teodoro from BSPT 22.